Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of our Stocks by Request, where we talk about the top stocks that you guys requested sent via DMs in Instagram or in the comment section of our YouTube channel. For this video, I want to talk about APL, ASEN, DITO, MRC, PHA, SM Prime, and BDO. And as usual, I will start in analyzing everything, looking at the PSEI to give you a broad outlook on where the market is headed. So the PSEI for the day closed down. It closed 7,258.11, down 0.64%. Value turnover has been consistently high over the past weeks at 9.41%. Now, looking at the chart that I'm showing you here, you'll see no, it's very consistent to our current trajectory, meaning that since November 3, 2020 to where we are today, roughly more than 2 months into that, we are still currently consolidating with a resistance at the 7307 level. I mentioned this yesterday if you watched the video that I posted that intraday we saw the PSEI push up, uh, go above and go as high as 7432 but got sold down that it closed lower than our 7307 resistance. And the same thing happened today. We saw it open above at 7326, but being a legit resistance, we saw the markets go lower and close at the 725 level. So up until now, based on what's happening, everything is still consistent. Resistance is at 7307. Next is our support is at still the same level at the 7,039. So again, failure to break out from the 7,307 level may lead to a retracement to the 7,031 level, or for the short term at the 7,205 area. So not much has changed uh, since we did the video yesterday. We're still moving in the same trajectory. Now, I want to start this video off with BDO, which has a large amount again of value turnover. By the way, we're having Jonathan Ravelas of BDO in the podcast. He's giving his outlook on the markets and the economy also, which is coming in the next few days. And I'm excited for you to hear all of that as well. So BDO, at least for the day, uh, closed with a value turnover of 325 million pesos, closed higher 0.09% at 111 pesos per share. Now, looking at the charts that I showed you, nothing also has changed. BDO is still moving towards its current consolidation area, but it's still under the new support that we posted from yesterday's video. The new support of BDO is 109.8. The current resistance is still consistent at the 114.8 level. So again, key thing to watch out for right now if you are watching BDO is the new support and resistance that we have for the stock, which is 109.8 as a level of support, 114.4 as a level of resistance. So support 109.4, resistance 114.4. And I just want to reiterate this further that it has not broken out of that particular resistance range from a certain point in Feb or March last year. So let's see how solid this resistance is, because we have not really seen BDO break out from this particular level. What I want to point out though, for those who like analyzing things from an RSI point of view, when we hit that resistance at the 114.75 level, it was a point where we saw an RSI cross down. At this point in time, no, closing here and zooming into the 114.75 level, we are nowhere near overbought levels. At this point also, hitting the resistance, we were at overbought levels as well. So two instances where it reiterated itself as a resistance, it was generally at that point in time close to overbought. It was at overbought levels and gave us a cross down as well. So next stock, another C stock, it's SM Prime. SM Prime closed the day with a value turnover of 397 million. It closed 39.7%. It's slightly down at 0.75. As you can see, same thing has happened similar to BDO. Even though it's red for the second consecutive day, it's currently holding this particular support, which also coincides right now to this uptrend line. So one thing to watch out for is this: if it bounces off tomorrow and in the next few days, it gives a solid conviction that this upward trending line is currently intact. It gives a solid foundation also that this upward trending line is generally legitimate in terms of its push up. So again, if it bounces tomorrow, it's either because of two things. Number one, bouncing off this uptrend that started October, and second, it's still hanging on to the 39.49 support level. Again, bounce from 39.49. Resistance is at 42.54. Failure to hold the 39.49 level, your next possible retracement area is at 37.45 level. Third stock I'd like to talk about is PHA. Again, this has also been talked about massively over the past few days, and um, we have a red candle today. Red candle having an open of 2, closing at 2.0. Sorry, we have an open at 2.17, closing at 2.11. So relatively closing at a lower pace than where it was from yesterday. But looking at it, no, comparing it from yesterday, it was at 2.09, closing up at 2.11. Value turnovers at 418 million. So for PHA, from a MACD point of view, GMMA point of view, trendline point of view, and a 20-day moving averages point of view, it's still currently in an uptrend. The uptrend is confirmed by the 20-day moving average, by the GMMA, and the MACD, and the breakout is still currently holding as the 1.725 resistance is still currently the new support, and it's also sort of uh, sort of confirmed by the cross up that we have in MACD. So again, same thing to watch out for. Wait for a trend reversal. As of today, January 12, 2020, there's still no trend reversal. But also from a support and resistance perspective, the 1.725 support is currently also holding. If that holds, the current breakout that we have right now for PHA is holding the line. The current breakout that we have for PHA will currently progress. So all eyes, if you are a trader, quick trader or position trader, doesn't matter, is at a 1.725 level, because that will give us a degree of confidence on where it could possibly go for the short, mid, and long term. Another stock that I'd like to talk about is MRC. In terms of value turnover for the day, MRC was very, very strong at 536 million. It closed down though at 1.37, closing at 0.72 pesos per share. So showing it to you from this perspective, this is how it looks. Let me just put some indicators on. So from my charts will not loading. Comment below if you are still here in the video. Say I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. So moving averages are all bullish. Just putting a trend line here confirms also that we are currently seeing MRC also push above an uptrend. If you'll allow me to put this line here, this is a support level for MRC, and then put another line here. This is a resistance that it broke out from. So please watch the 0.72 level if you're a person trading, watching, monitoring MRC. It broke out from 0.72 yesterday, given that MRC closed at 0.73, and looking at it from today, no, it closed at 0.72, right smack in the middle of the support. So very, very important for you to look out is if the 0.72 level will work its way as a legit support level, because if it does, allow me to find the next possible resistance, and that should be a style for all of you. After a breakout from a new resistance, or at least from the previous resistance, you need to plot where the next possible resistance is, because that could be an area that could be where selling could be headed next, or that's an area where because people think it's relatively expensive already, that could be an area where um, you would see people sell. And if you look at this chart, it's so interesting because sakto show the resistance from yesterday, at least from its opening price, confirmed this particular area as a level of resistance. So what I'd watch out for is if it bounces off the 0.72 level, possible area that it would go is at the 0.78, and this is around if you'll allow me to plot this is around 8.4%. So for MRC, the current trend is up. Moving averages are confirming it as well, that it's still up until this point in time bullish. MACD is confirming it also from a zero line crossing level and a cross up methodology. It's also still bullish. But again, all eyes will be support 0.72, resistance 0.78. If it breaks past the 0.78 resistance, the next possible area, the next possible resistance to watch out for is, allow me to show it to you. Let's hunt for it. Possible resistance right now or right after that will be at the 0.885 level. So that's the possible progression should we see MRC continually push over the next at least few days, or at least for the short to mid term. By the way, before I proceed with DITO, ACN, and APL, I just like to remind you guys, if you're new to this, that whatever we discuss here, these are not stock tips, picks, or tricks. This is me sharing my ideologies in trading and investing using technical analysis. This is me sharing data, sharing information, sharing my passion, but never buy just because I talk about it here. Never sell, transact, hold, or avoid the stock just because you hear it from me. It's your money, it's your responsibility. Also, in the same way, if you hear a friend, you see it in YouTube, you hear it everywhere that this stock is being talked about, never ever buy just because of that. You have to buy because naiintindihan nyo yung binibili nyo. You have to trade because full conviction, you know what you're getting into. So please, this may sound cool, technical analysis is interesting, but I'm sharing the way I would analyze it. I hope that after this video, or while this video is on, you are plotting the charts all together and you are using what you know for you to be able to trade also, to be able to use your skills to be able to do it, because that's what gives you the conviction to do well in the markets. If you are using your own ability, you are using what you know to be able to decide for you. And that's, in my opinion, what's so important for you to be able to trade the markets with confidence. Anyways, let's continue. By the way, comment below if you're learning, and comment if this is something that's helping you. Dito dropped today, no? Dito closed at 11.6, down 5.68%. Value turnover still high, 645 million. Please remember yesterday, Dito closed at 12.68 pesos per share. And looking at it from a support and resistance perspective, the resistance, yes, from yesterday was 13.85, and the support from yesterday was 11.51. Please remember also that all eyes are on Dito's technical audit. How they respond, how they work, and how they pass that will spell the difference also in terms of sentiment. Please do note that Dito is still not operating, no sales is coming in. So that means whatever news item, positive or negative, could heavily influence how the stock could possibly move. Now, from at least from a technical analysis point of view, Dito is right smack on the 11.5 short-term support that I placed. So all eyes will be on that also, aside from the technical audit, because failure to hold that particular level, possible retracement could be here at the 9.7 level all the way down to the 8.4 level, which is where we have a relatively stronger support as compared to the 11.5. But if it bounces off that level, then the possible trajectory of Dito will bring it back here to the 13.8 level. So for those people trading the short-term duration, please just write this down. Current support for Dito is 11.5. Current resistance is at the 13.8 mark for Dito as well. So there. Nothing has changed, by the way, from its long-term trend. It's still pretty much intact, and that's why I didn't discuss it anymore as much, since we've been featuring, talking about this over and over. That it really hasn't changed. And that's what's so interesting about trading the trend. No? It really doesn't change as much. It doesn't change on a minute per minute, day to day basis. That if you know how to ride it, it will help you maximize your gains. And you don't even have to look for the highest price. You just use reversals as an area for you to start getting out of specific positions. Anyways, another very, very popular stock that you guys have been sending me messages on. Again, two ways to send me DMs: Instagram at Marvin Germo, or Patreon. For Instagram, I try to reply to at least 25 messages a day. Pasensya na, it, I try to reply as much, but I obviously I can't. But for Patreon, I try to reply to everyone there. So, uh, ASEN has hit our level of support. So if you notice it and you'll allow me to zoom in, this is so clear right now that our support is 6.6. ASEN closed at 6.5. So if tomorrow we see it still hold below 6.6, meaning the breakdown is valid. Please remember also that this red candle today speaks of significant things. Number one, breakdown from 20-day moving average. Number two, it reiterates that because it failed to break out from the resistance at 10.555, sellers are in control. Then aside from that, number three is, if you notice it, I plotted this already a few days ago. The upward trending line here, right here, right here, right here. It got broken also yesterday. So all eyes will be at the 6.6 level. If it does not go above 6.6, next possible area of support is at the 5.84 level. MACD is already showing us also a change in direction. So again, failure to go above 6.6, 6.6 will convert itself as a resistance, and our new support, as confirmed also by that 50-day moving average, will be at the 5.84 level. So seminars, people who are asking about the seminars, they're still editing the online course. We are having a live training session for Stock Smarts Manila. Link is in the description below. And I'm still getting a sense now for those who also are not from Manila and want to have a Zoom class. I'm thinking about it end of February. Just comment below, I want a Zoom class, or just register sa seminar for Manila, pero just say you want the online course, and then we'll see how we can make it work also based on how much interest we have on this. Lastly, APL. APL, lakas ng volume, 1 billion. In terms of movement, it's down 4.23%, closed at 0.2490. So as you can see right here from the chart, it's still progressing in its breakout. It's still far from the trend line that I posted. It's still far also from the main breakout point. It's still far also from the 20-day moving average. If I add the Bollinger Band, the Bollinger Band is showing the how robust the breakout is, but it's not yet showing a reversal signal. If I'll also use the parabolic star in the same way, it's not yet showing us a red dot. For those who've attended their stock smart sessions, you know what I mean when I say the red dot. So as of this point in time, we can still say, no, January 12, 2020, that APL is uh, moving past its breakout from the 0.096 level. It has not broken the 20-day moving average yet, although it's our very first red candle, which is accompanied by a large amount of volume and a lot of selling. And please do note this, um, from the breakout, no, it's already up 359%. So that means that if this is news driven, there are a lot of people who are just following the news, trading the breakout, and when they're comfortable with their gains already, they're the ones who are taking profits also, because they're already making money. Because at the end of the day, in the markets, it's all about also still, no, buy low, sell high. And when people are comfortable already with their earnings, or they think there's a bigger chance of decline, or they think the risk is bigger than the reward, they sell. So red candles are normal, they're part of the game. That's why I keep saying this over and over. Above and beyond buying, it's also important that you plot when to sell, because that's so important, and that's so very significant, more than anything else. So there, in this video we talked about APL, ASEN, DITO, MRC, PHA, SM Prime, BDO. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. I know this video is out at 10 p.m. If you guys missed it, I posted two videos earlier prior to this. 8 o'clock, we had Carlo Ople, Jason Law, and Sean Si talk about alternative investments, watches, bear bricks, basketball cards, rubber shoes, paintings, what's a good investment that you could put your money in. 6 p.m., I talked about why is Bitcoin volatile. Then on my second channel, I posted this around, I think, 4 p.m. We talked about how can you invest in the US markets for $50. And as a bonus for today, hopefully, check kung aabot kayo, or these are for people who are staying up until the end. We have another video 11 p.m. hopefully, where I plan to talk about SM, Ali, MM, Pure Gold, BPI, Jollibee, and Tech. So I know I've got a lot of requests for Tech. That's what we're having if I push through with it, and if you guys are staying up until the end of this video. So second channel, Stock Investing ADC, 11 p.m., 7 other stocks. So that's it for now. Comment below if you're enjoying. Comment if you stayed up until the end. Comment if you want the Zoom class. And that's it for now. Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. That's what I always say, keep on pushing, keep on hustling, because hustlers, people who work hard, people who do their best will always win. God bless you all.